All right, so I just looked up your account. That's right, I'm talking to you on this video. I looked up your account. Your headshot's 10 years old. Your Zillow account's outdated. It's got the last brokerage on there that you were at. You haven't updated your sales in 5+ years. You're missing sales here. Your reviews are not up to date. It still has the wrong logo. Your license number is wrong in all these places. You're non-compliant. All right, guys, have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like the person I was just explaining? I have now been in real estate for over 7+ years in the industry as a whole. And the other day I did an audit on my profile and I realized, wait, so many things that I've done years ago are so outdated and I haven't taken the time to go out and replicate them. And then I realized, wow, I am missing so much information right now on websites that are new and prevalent today that I need to go back and fix all of that. So I'm going to show you guys exactly today the top 10 websites that your virtual assistant can go help you fix, make sure you're up to date on, and help you close more transactions. So let's go. Alright guys, so today we are just going to dive right into the top 10 websites, and I'm going to kind of roll these off, so it might be a few less, might be a few more, but before we get started, make sure that you guys like, make sure that you guys subscribe, and even hit that little bell button so you guys are notified every time we bring out a new video. So this is pretty straightforward. If you have a virtual assistant, I'm going to put a link to a whole bunch of these different websites down below. When we are solo agents and we're transitioning to getting a virtual assistant, what happens is we don't think of all the things that we could possibly have them do. So that's what I'm here for. So if you need a virtual assistant and a million ideas so you don't have to think and you can plug and play, obviously just go to sphererocketva.com and we'll make sure that you're taken care of. But with that being said, what are the top 10 websites, Justin, that you have found that real estate agents forget to update, that they don't even have profiles on, that their virtual assistant can go on and make sure that things are up to date? So before you do this with your virtual assistant, the number one thing that I recommend you do is you make sure that your virtual assistant has all the proper information on you, right? What email address are you using? What website are you using? What is your latest bio? So if you need to type out a bio, type it out. A lot of people have their virtual assistant type out their bio. That's great, but I'd say go ahead and just write your own. So kind of give them what we call a brand kit, right? Give them your most recent headshot you want and just go, hey, here are the 10 things I need you to make sure all the websites across all of our different platforms are updated on. So I'm gonna kind of walk through them from start to finish on the ones that I would update. Number one, start with your own website, right? Start with your own website. If your own website is not updated with all this information, start there. Now, on your own website, number one, make sure that you're updated on it. Number two, make sure if you have a team, that all your team's updated, that they all have headshots, all their phone numbers are there, all their descriptions that are there, all their license numbers are there if they need to stay compliant. So that'd be step number one, is the number one website that people forget to update is their own website. Number two, these are the search portals, and these are going to be a few of them. So I know a lot of you guys might not like some of these companies, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be there. They allow you to put your information on there. Take advantage of it and do it. You know, I know some people don't like Zillow or Trulia or Redfin, but guys, if they allow you to make a profile on there, consumers will always go there. Consumers will always be there, so you might as well take advantage of the situation, even if you don't love them. Not saying you have to pour money into it. You know, I will tell you guys that number two on my list is making sure that your Zillow account is up to date, right? Because people will look you up on Zillow whether you have 0 or 50 homes on there or reviews. So my number two place that you need to update yourself is Zillow. Zillow.com. Make sure that you, number one, claim all of your sales. Zillow allows you to put all your past sales on there. Make sure that you guys are gaining reviews on there, but just make sure, more importantly, that you look like a clean professional agent with a headshot, with a bio. Update that profile. Number three for me is realtor.com. Make sure you guys go on there. Same thing, pretty easy. Number four is Trulia.com. I know it's a subset of Zillow and a few different websites, but it usually still lets you have your own login. Go on there and update that. Number five, which I think is honestly one of the most important, so I'm not sure why I didn't name it number one, but here we are. Number five is your Google business page. And now if you're like, Justin, I don't have a Google business page, we will shoot you another video on that shortly. If you guys do not have a Google business page, you need to go and look up Google My Business. If you go to Google My Business and you don't have one, it will allow you to set one up. Now the key with Google My Business is it's gonna make you create an account, and they do some pretty good authentication. They make you put in an address and they make you send a postcard to your office. Now, usually a lot of times if you're out of a big office that has an address that lots of people are at, it's already probably been done and it's not gonna let you do it. So we found a little hack around it, is when you do this, for example, my office back in the day in Colorado was at like 606 Mountain View Avenue. Now what we did is like 4 other people that had been in real estate way longer than me had already done that, and so I did 606 Mountain View Avenue Suite 100. Right? And even though there was no Suite 100, I still did that. Google said, oh, that's a new address, because they don't know how many suites are within an office, because that's something that's not documented. So when I said Suite 100, they said that it was a different address, but the mail still showed up to the right place, and I was able to authenticate, and I was now able to have a Google My Business page. So that's number 5, is making sure that that is up to date. Now, number 6 is Facebook, guys. A lot of people forget that their business pages, they've maybe started several, whatever it may be. Make sure your business pages are up to date. Make sure your new phone number, your email addresses, your websites are all valid. You would not imagine how many people's accounts that I go to that have no updates on their Facebook. Number 7 is Instagram. Instagram is one of those things that a lot of us don't use, but we have one and we maybe post things often. If you have a virtual assistant, you're probably posting a lot more now to it, because it's something that's consistently being done during your VA's 40-hour work week with you. But just in case you don't, and it's just sitting out there in space, this is something I know that I was super guilty of, is I just kind of had an Instagram before I started using it a lot, and one of the things now that I do with it is I need to make sure it's updated. So number 7 is Instagram. If I missed any numbers there, don't worry, I can't count. Number 7 is Instagram. Number 8 is your LinkedIn account. Make sure that you guys have updated your LinkedIn account. Super easy to do. Again, I know a lot of you guys may not be using LinkedIn as much as you want to. If you guys are watching this and don't have a virtual assistant, one of the things you're gonna realize real fast is you're seeing now how people can get ahead when they have a VA. Because I'm listing all of these different platforms, which, let's just be honest with ourselves, we run out of time. And when someone has a virtual assistant managing all these things for them, that's how these agents get these looks of like, wow, how do they have everything looking so clean and crisp? Well, it's because they have someone 40 hours a week making sure all this is clean and crisp, and that's what gets them an extra 2, 3, 4 deals through a year, which in many markets are 30, 40, 50,000, and easily pays for their $6,000 to $8,000 a year virtual assistant. So number 8, I think I said LinkedIn. ADHD here, okay? LinkedIn is number 8. Number 9, and these are gonna shock you, are Snapchat and TikTok, right? That's number 9 and number 10. Now, I know those are new things, but I'm just gonna put it on your radar. Again, many of you guys have accounts there, and you're like, wait, why am I updating those? Well, because you most likely haven't put updated information. So those are the top 10 places that I would recommend that you update. Now, a few other places that are kind of extra bonuses, let's call this the bonus section, is if you're at a brokerage, right? So if you're at eXp Realty or a Remax or a Keller Williams, make sure that everything within your profiles are up to date, right? A lot of the big brokerages, like I'm at eXp, we have our own little section that we can make sure our bios filled out, our website, our phone number, our emails, because we pass a lot of referrals back because we're a virtually based company. And so until my virtual assistants had went in there and said, Justin, you don't have a bio in there, you don't have a photo, you don't have a picture. And here I am, a very prominent real estate agent coach, and I didn't even have that updated. And it's not something I would have found, I would have had the time to do, unless I'd used my virtual assistants to do it. So this is just a reminder, make sure that you guys are updating all of these different websites, and make sure that you guys have a checklist. If you guys need to pause, rewind these videos, down below I put a link to all these different websites that you guys need to make sure that you're updated on. Is make a checklist that after every transaction's done, that those are updated with your new sales, with anything like that, especially on your websites like Zillow and things like that. Make sure your Facebook pages and all of those things are up to date. With that being said, guys, that is all for today's video. Make sure that you guys like, make sure that you guys subscribe, and hit the little bell button if you guys want more videos just like this on tips and tricks on the best ways to maximize virtual assistants in your business. Now, I always remind people, I know that not everybody's ready for a virtual assistant yet, so if you're doing some of this on your own, especially the agents that are just getting started, make sure that you guys, still implement this just because you don't have a virtual assistant. These are all still things that you guys can do to make your business better. So with that being said, guys, we will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have an absolutely great rest of your week.
Hey guys, Justin Nelson here. I just wanted to give you guys more information on where you can learn more about our services. If you want to learn more about our virtual assistants, you guys can just check in the links below in the description to learn where you guys can go and schedule a call with our team to learn all about what a virtual assistant can do in your business. And if you're looking for social media training, same thing below. You guys can go below and check out the links to our social media training, the latest and greatest things that we're up to. We'd love to have you a part of our Sphere Rocket Elite social media training, or we'd love to obviously help you find a rock star virtual assistant. With that being said, before we end the video here, make sure you guys like, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.